watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Oh, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on tuning, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above, and if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
Hey guys, it's Shoshie from Shoshie's Minis, and we are live in a week. Oh my gosh. I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm a schlub. You know, today was stressful. Stressful. Say that. I thought I was going to do the aseptic thing, and I realized that the time slot that I signed up for was not on my schedule, my normal schedule. I had signed up for yeah, like later, because they had everything in Pacific Standard Time. So I messed it all up, and so I was like, you know, so I'm so glad to see everybody. Hello, Samia, and Valthorn, Elgion, and Rumble, and McCad, and my Goodwin and Penny Tricks. Hello! Send me all your positive energy right now. You need it too. Or send each other positive energy. So right when I say that, but well, okay, we're just gonna start painting and do this demo. Basically, this video is all about is I was gonna be Capcom. One of my classes was in the Elgion. I think that's how I say it. Melania, correct me if I'm wrong. Elgion. Not good at pronouncing French words. Thank you guys. Oh, you'll never know. Thank you for the subscription. 32. That's insane. I don't even know. Is that like 32 months? Brain can't do it. Gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me find my pen. Elgion. Is that better? Melanie, you're so cute. Let's look over here. I've got sort of a different setup. Let's Elgion. Yay. Okay, here is, you never know. Subscriber of the stream. Thank you so much. Good times. Keep it rolling. Exactly. Hello, Mark Goodwin, Jamie G. Buddy. Okay. So, anyway, this is the bus that I was going to be giving a demonstration on at Skepticon. Might need to focus. I had everything all. Sorry, I'm going to show you what I worked on. I did a sneaky stream for my subscribers yesterday. I'm not wearing my mic. Now you can hear me better. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. I'm going to go get... I finished painting this bus 2 days ago. Well, you're going to get to see it painted now and see how Shoshie does it. I'm going to go get the Han Solo vinyl kit that I worked on yesterday and show it to you so I can show it off. The background music is still playing too. Hold on. I put on a new background music. That's okay. It should... Oh, the background intro music. Oh, usually it cuts off. No, it's... Shouldn't be now because it's off. It's different music. Positive for that. I'm positive. That's my loop, my 2-hour loop that's on right now. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get the Han Solo. I'll be right back. This time I'll put my mic on. EDM to lo-fi. Okay, Mark Goodwin, we got you covered. All right, give me 1 second. He likes that. And in fact, you'll be happy. I just placed an order for 6 more new EDM chill songs for us for our library. So hopefully we'll have some new things to listen to and be chill too. So that'll be good. Give me 1 second and switch this over. Then I'm going to show off Han here. So yesterday I had this sneaky stream for subscribers only, and I put together this vinyl resin kit. There we go. We got our chill music. Vinyl resin kit, this Han Solo, and I'm not even close to being done with him because he's huge. He's like 1/4 scale. So I thought we'll see about. I got all the base coats on, so he's mostly base coated. I got his eyes pretty well painted. I'm gonna probably work on those, but everything is gonna be worked on. So that is what I started on, and I had to adjust all of my setup to make it work. So we'll see. That butt, I know. There, clip it. I had so much fun yesterday, and one of my followers reached out to me and they said, you know, I don't want you to take this wrong, but I've just noticed that sometimes you don't seem to be enjoying your streams, and the other day was the first time I've seen you that happy in a long time. And I'm going to be really real with you guys. He was right. Haven't been enjoying these streams much. I don't know how much to tell you, except for that everybody and their mom has joined Twitch recently. There's less people watching there's less people on the stream. There's less subscribers. It feels like it's more work for me. It's more of a job. And so it's been tough. Was it? My finger was on his package. Thanks, Millennia. But anyway, my point being is that it's funny because with this whole event that's been happening all over the world, I've felt more pressure to stream than ever before because this is my only current income and I'm already online and I'm already giving, you know, sanctuary to you guys and I really want to be here. At the same time, I'm like, every time right before I go stream, I'm like stressed out and I'm not enjoying myself as much. And, you know, someone asked me, well, what would you do? And I said, if I would have it my way, I would stream whenever I had the whim. And I would stream, yeah, just going to have dinner? No problem, okay. I would stream whenever I had the whim or if I wanted to show you guys something or, you know, I wouldn't stream when I didn't feel like it and it wouldn't be a job. You know, does that make sense? And maybe I need to do that or something. Or only stream when I feel like it and when I, you know, when I have something really cool to stream. So, but then again, there's too many pieces of the pie on Twitch right now. And if I drop down in streaming, that is going to be even less motivation. So I just haven't figured it out yet. But you know, painting that Han Solo did make me think that I really need to focus on painting things I like. Like there have been some other times when I've had sponsored streams where I've streamed stuff for somebody's Kickstarter or something like that, and I'm just not feeling it, you know. And it shows on stream. So yeah, Painting Chris is agreeing with me. All right, let's get painting. I'm ready. I vented. I always vent in the beginning of my streams because that's when the smallest amount of people are watching me. Here is my Stynal Riz. It's the green color, and that's why I'm going to be base coating with this. And I'm just, because this is, you'll try to hang out more when I stream and play silly stuff. Oh, good. That really helps. It really does. I know about 2 hours into the stream, most of the viewers are from the UK and from, you know, Europe, and so they're starting to go to sleep. And then, you know, my energy is waning by then as well. So maybe I need to go back to 2-hour streams. That might make it easier. But you know what? I'm already quitting whenever I'm done anyway, so I might as well just keep doing what I'm doing. Anyway, first thing I'm doing is I'm priming it with this green primer. And this is a very pastel green primer. I'm just going to paint the whole thing green. Why not? Hi, our staff. How are you? Somebody let's teach me some words in your language. How do I say hello in Brazil, in Portuguese? Because I know our staff is from Brazil. I only know a couple words in Portuguese, like obrigado. Hello, Jen. How are you? Lamunis, hello. Glad everybody is here. You guys make me feel better. Once I get here and I get over all of my anxiety, nerves, and everything, and I see all of my kibitzers online, then I chill out. But up until then, I don't usually feel it. There we go. All right, I'm just priming the whole damn thing right now. And I didn't bother taking off the mold lines or anything. So just deal with it. Deal with it. We're gonna try to have fun today. Okay, I'm just making sure in his hair he's got some little resin bare areas. Resin bare, is that a thing? All right, there we go. Bottom. All right. That is done. It's really light. I should have given this a bigger shake, but that's okay. So, hola. I think it's hola, right? let me see if my Google Translator will tell me how to say in Portuguese. Hold on. Portuguese. There we go. See if I can match this. Oh, I've got my headphones on. Hang on one second. Let me disconnect. Headphones. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Get this on. There we go. Hola. Hola. Like, all right, but you miss a few key letters in it. Yeah, yeah. Hola. Oi. Hi would be oi. Oi. Your accent is closer to Spanish. That's because I have some Spanish. I know some Spanish. Boingo, boingo. It would be understandable. Oh yeah, looking forward to seeing this bus painted. Yeah, it's gonna be good, Joris. I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit, and then we're gonna get out some, I'm gonna find some kind of wash in here, because I actually want this to be darker green. So I might actually paint right over the primer. In fact, I probably will. Let me go ahead and hair dry this. And then put this on a, we're gonna put this on a plinth or something so I can have something to hold on to it. So I'm not holding this tiny little piece. Yes, I did, but did I do it on stream? Did I do the whole thing on stream, or did I don't know if I did the face on stream. I don't remember. It can't hurt to see it again, right? There's a lot of people home now that aren't usually able to catch the stream. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to switch. I'm going to use the hair dryer. Are you allowed to share your version, by the way? Yes, we're going to do whip trips. Today is Whip Trip Friday. So do ! whip trips in the channel so that everybody knows where to put your pictures. I want to see what everyone has been working on today. In fact, I'm going to write so everyone remembers Whip Friday. Oh, that's why I love Fridays. Da 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 da. All right, I'm going to get my hair dryer. Is it Whip Trip? Sorry, my fault. Whip Trip. By the way, the reason why my face is so bright is because I got the overhead light angled at me. It looks better when I'm sitting back, but when I'm here, I'm all like blown out. All right, I'm gonna get my hair dryer now. And I'm gonna mute myself. In a second. There we go. Okay, I'm muting now. And I'm unmuting now. So Storm Quiver says, definitely would benefit from seeing face painting. I have so much of a backlog and faces are always difficult. So we're going to be using this bust, which even though it's large, I'm going to show you. Oh, you shared the image. Awesome. Okay, we'll do whip trips after I do some painting. Don't worry. Let me find my pin vise so I can drill some kind of thing here. There it is. Oh, of course, there's no. Of course. I have to look for a drill bit. Here we go. Hello, Teviston. How are you doing? One looks better, yes. Alrighty. Now let me find an actual good drill bit size. Could be, yeah, there's a good one in there. I like the bigger drill bits for, wait, this goes back in here. Not streaming Animal Crossing. I don't do gaming, Tevison. I'm actually gonna be 10 years clean in May. In May 31st, I'll be 10 years clean from video games. I do play like certain kinds that don't involve other people every now and then, but I really stay away from video gaming for the most part. Besides, if I were gaming, I would absolutely not be doing this ever again because I'd probably be back to being addicted. All right, not everyone can handle video games. You know what I should have done? I should have done this. Let's see if I can sand this down a little bit. There we go. Better. Now I can drill it. So, what has everybody got planned for the weekend? We're going to try to keep the questions as normal as they always are. Okay, that looks like it's going to be good. And now I just need to look for... Most of your Twitch feed is Animal Crossing. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing any Animal Crossing. Weekend plans, World of Warcraft, and painting. Yeah. Gaming, painting, cleaning, and taxes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to get my taxes done, too. I've been a slacker. That one, I need a little bit bigger piece of wire. Maybe. All the little pieces of wire at the bottom of this cup. Give me a second here. Here we go. Maybe just. I had some paper clips, but maybe not anymore. Oh, here's a paper clip. Aha! Paper clips are a nice size. See, this is small, but the paper clip is just a little bit bigger. Okay. Good, good. Good enough, right? Yes. Okay. So that means I'm going to clip right here. There we go. Because this was sitting right by my computer, so it's all heated up. I don't know if that's gonna make any difference. Alex Klingel, thank you for the subscription. 6 months. That's a whole year. Alex Kingle. I've been saying your name wrong the whole time. I'm so sorry. There we go. Kingle. I'm so sorry. By the way, if you're watching this and you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free with your Twitch Prime subscription. Yeah, that's how you do that. You can also just subscribe normally for $4.99, and then you get all the emotes and you get ad-free watching. Nice. Oops. Right on there. And here's my pliers. Here we go. All right, there. That is in. And then now, all we need is a holder. I love my Redgrass Games holders. I'm going to go get a bar real quick because I know I'm going to need one for this model. Let's see, corks and bottles. There's a nice one. There we go. I'll take it off. Actually, yeah, I'll take it off this one. How are you doing, Alex? You having a good day so far? Uh-oh. I don't feel like I'm gonna pinch myself there. Whew. All right, now this goes here to crimp these wires together. And then I have a little thing to put on the end. Let me see if I can find it. I had it on my desk anyway. There it is. This is a little skull. Goes right here. Perfect. All right, we're set. We're all ready to start the painting. That in there. And then at about about a half an hour, half till I end about 5-ish or maybe 4:30, depending on my energy level, we will start the whip trips. So yeah. All right, so I've got the model here. You can see it's primed, but I really like to use a darker green. So I'm gonna get my dark camo green, and I'm gonna mix it with the primer, because as you can see, that's really dark. It's actually darker than I really want it. And use a little craft brush to mix. Oh yeah, that's about perfect. Yeah. Do some more of that color. Kind of a soft olive. Here we go. So I mix that to make that. And I'm just going to paint the face with it. And I mix the primer. It'll adhere really nicely. And then get there in that ear. Does anybody remember if I've already painted this on stream? I feel like I didn't do it on stream, but I might be wrong, because I thought I did it on my own because I was doing an article. Maybe I did both. It's very possible I did both. Well, either way, I'm doing both now. And we're just getting this nice dark green primer down. Primer mixed with paint. Saves a lot of time. So, all right. Oh, forgot this part right here. Because he's a little bald. Technically, I don't really need... It's okay, I can do that. Notice I'm going into the hairline. And the reason for that is because once I get into creating this hair, I want it to look like some of that hair is showing through. And in fact, I'm going to go into the hairline on his forehead as well. Okay. Now I rinse my brush and I put my glasses on to read the chat. Hi Ty, how are you? Huggles and love as well. Okay, I'm gonna hair dry this. I'm gonna mute again. We're gonna do, because I'm gonna paint this pretty fast, so I want you to see how we go. Okay, I'm gonna mute. Okay, now I've unmuted. Lamuna says, I believe you. I showed your painted one you showed the painted one a couple times. Okay, that's what I thought. And Melanie says I should try this technique someday. You haven't really found a model you want to try it. You just need to try it on any model, Melanie. Something that's like 30 millimeter scale or bigger is the best. I want to say that's what I first started painting. I just lost my super glue cap. Here it is. Okay. All set. All right, there, there goes my voice. This is ready now. You can see I missed some spots in the forehead and stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and recover carefully and nicely so I get even coverage on the splotchy spots. All right, that's pretty good. Now, normally at this stage is what I will do is I'll get some, what's it called? It's called Reichland Flesh Shade. Let me see if I can find some. Of course, I'm gonna be disorganized about it. Let me look in my, I have a whole bunch of washes down here. Hold on, let me check for my Reichland Flesh Shade. This is some Agrax. That might work if I can't find the Reichland Flesh Shade. I feel like I'm constantly buying washes and then losing them in my studio. Let's see. Carolsberg Crimson, nope. Although that could work in a pinch with some, oh, here we go. That worked definitely. So that'll work in a pinch. We could also try the Agrax with a little bit of reddish color in it. Let's just try. I really wanted the Reichland Flesh Shade, and I don't know where it is. Wait, actually I know where some is. Hold on one second. Aw, thank you for the hugs. I needed that. You know you can do it on any model, but the specific model inspiration is lacking. Ah, okay. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to look for this Reichland Flesh Shade because I know where it is now. Well, I found the Reichland Flesh Shade Gloss, so we're going to try that, and I'm going to use some mattifying agent if I need to. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Hey, Rubbish Booty, how are you? I did come back with the gloss version. Why? It'll be okay. It'll be okay. You don't have to use this. If you have the regular, use that. I'm just going to mattify this with some matte varnish. It'll be fine. Okay. Hey Drax, how are you? Long time no see. Good to see you. All right, so now we're just going to let this settle into the crevices. See how it turns brown on top of that green because of the reds. You said gloss didn't work well before. Oh, I did. Well, we'll make it work. All right. Try not to, there we go. Yeah, try not to let too much pool in the eyes. Especially, I want some of that in the hairline though, definitely. All right, so he's looking crazy right now. I'm gonna dry this with the hair dryer. It's gonna be glossy, obviously. And then we're gonna matte it with the matte varnish. Yeah, you're working during the lockdown. Oh, that's right. We're getting locked down tomorrow, Drax. Hold on, I'm gonna mute. Lab mic, there we go. There we go. Okay, so it is absolutely shiny, just like Lamuna said it was going to be. For later, okay, I will get out the gecko later. Won't the hair dryer just push the water? No. Nope, it's gloss. It's gloss, and so it just settled into the cracks. Now this is completely dry. Obviously, it's super shiny. So we're going to take some of this matte varnish and pray that it does something. And if it doesn't, I have another bust, or we can do something with this. We'll just make it work. Happy accidents happen. All right? Dropping things. Okay. Oh, there's a beautiful hair on my palette. How cute. Come on, there we go. Ah. Thanks, Lamunis. Whip Trip with one without an S. Try Whip Trip. Whip Trip. There you go. There you go. All right, now we're going to try this. And I'm hoping it works. Ooh, it was wet still in there. That's okay. This is matte Vallejo Mecha varnish for... It's a matte varnish, and it's ultra matte. So if it doesn't matte this down, I don't know what will. This should work. And it looks like it is working already. Very good. Let's hit that with a hairdryer, and then let's see what it looks like. Okay. You thought matte varnish wouldn't reduce the gloss? It depends. Now this matte varnish is extremely matte. This is the Mecha varnish by Vallejo, and it is a mattifying agent. And you can also use anti-shine from Secret Weapon. Army Painter has anti-shine. And of course, I'm not seeing it on my desk. Okay, let me mute, and we're gonna dry this again. Okay, that looks like it worked really well. Look at, it's no longer super duper shiny. However, his face is extra dark. So I do think I want to use, now if I were airbrushing, we would just airbrush the highlights on. So I'm just going to use this primer for the moment. And, oh, this is runny. Hold on. Maybe this needs shaking. I feel like it's supposed to be darker. Here we go. No, it's about the same. Right. All right, and then I'm going to attempt to do some highlights here. Just with my green. Get things started. I'm just going to sketch these in. And then I'm going to use my peaches and stuff to go over that. So we're creating a value study of underpainting, and that's what Verdaccio is. You create that value study underneath with your light and your darks. This brush is inadequate. Hold on. Let's find a good brush. Good one. Well, maybe. This is a Winsor Newton 2. That might be a little big. Yeah, this is a Raphael 2, but it's newer, so it might have a sharper point. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's what I need to make my little hatching marks to blend things in. Okay. Like I said, I'm just blocking in colors here. So that he has his, like this is dark and this is light, you know? If you go and Google Verdaccio and like the Renaissance paintings, or even if you can Google modern Verdaccio as well. Some people start with the eyes, and that way, if they start with the eyes, then they don't feel pressured to have to. He looks crazy right now. I feel like I need to add some warm tones already. So let's go with some burgundy. It's going to be a nice contrast to my burgundy on my plate. I'm going to put the this one right here, which is the shadow flesh. So we've got a dark, medium, and a light flesh tone. I guess this will be my medium, my light, maybe. There we go. More of that on there. And then do some ivories. Do this olive flesh. Here we go. And then we'll do regular ivory as well. A little bit is a little brighter. Okay. When it says I stepped away, I'm guessing the matte varnish worked somewhat. Yeah, it did. And then we went in with the green to kind of give us a value sketch, right? And now I'm going to start with a mix of my dark burgundy here. Let me show you. My burgundy and my my darkest flesh color. Darkest skin tone peach color. And here's where we're going to use thin glazes See how thin? I'm going to show you on my thumb how thin it is. There's just not that much paint in it, right? Please feel free to ask questions throughout this. You don't have to sit and wonder. I'll tell anything you want to know. Anyway, I'm glazing over the top of that lighter green now. And blending it also into the darker green. It goes into the crevices. Try to push it back to the top. If it's getting too watery and it's just going straight into crevices, that means you need a little bit more paint. That chin part looks really good. You want to keep the paint on the apex of the volumes. Am I thinning it with water? Just water right now. Just water. No drying retarder at this point, although I will probably use some kind of medium or retarder later, but it's not necessary at this stage because at this stage it's not going to dry chalky too much. You can see it's not drying too chalky. If anything, it's covering up the chalkiness of that first green layer, right? It's perfect. We want that. See, I give that little glaze over and I make sure most of the paint is lying on the top of that. I'm still glazing over the shadows as well. I'm not leaving tons and tons of green there. But you can see that when I lift my brush up finally, it's always on an apex. It's always on a, see there's a little weird spot that I want to glaze over everything, but then see where when I finally pick up my brush, it's on the top of his cheekbone. And I'm going back to that cheekbone, back to the top of the nose and top of the bridge, lip. I'm feathering this around a little bit. Yeah, also, if my glasses are off, you need to do the Shoshie's minis like Nixton and Luminous did. Good evening, hello. How are you doing, Nixton? All right, now I'm gonna use a little bit stronger paint, not as thin. And I'm doing my second layer. Right, and this layer is gonna be like a smaller highlight, right? There's less of the model is getting painted now. We're kind of building up these volumes by doing gradual gradation. Let me know if anything isn't making sense, because I sometimes I get into a little zone when I'm painting and I don't always make sense. Now we're covering up these little holes in the... We're getting more and more peachy. And the higher highlights are going to get the more peach, right? It's like the chin. It's going to have more peach on the end of it. Now, hopefully he will look like a canvas painting when we're done with this face. All right, I'm gonna slow down a whole bunch just to show you what I'm doing here. So, like underneath his chin here, can you see it underneath his chin where it's still green? This is maybe where the most peach is gonna be, right? And I've got it watered down. When I'm pulling my brush back to that part, and that ball of paint, I'm gonna lay right where I want it. So see how I'm pushing that ball of paint up to that spot? And it's mostly water, so if I need to hide some of this green, I can easily do so. Right now I'm going over each little wrinkle, giving it a highlight, so that way defining the shadows of his brow a lot more. See how I'm doing that? And we're gradually working up where there's more peach with each layer. And there's less green. All right, let's get into the next color of highlight. This time, so the first layer had a mix of these two, this burgundy and this one. The next layer had just the medium color there. And then this, ooh, that is a cat hair. Oh my gosh. Gross. And then, so then the next one is going to be a mix between these two, so that we have one. So first we started with one, which was the first mix, two, which was this mix. Now we have the third mix. And again, we're starting out with more water. And I'm pulling it, see how I'm pulling it back toward the top of the apex of the volume. I just kind of try to follow the light. Where is the light from my overhead hitting the most? So sometimes I'll also start my highlight on the part that is going to have the most lights, right? The nose is the next brightest because it's sticking out the most, right? So it's going to get the most highlights. When you start learning how does light hurt, hit the face? When you learn these things, you can paint any face. So for instance, I'm going to show you, let's do a little diagram. So this is something that you'll always have. This is something I learned when I would do makeup in high school. I was in the drama club. All right. And so we would make these makeup tests things. And you'd start with an oval, okay? And then you'd have the eyes, right? I'm just drawing really simply here, right? Here's the nose. And then, see if I can do a better nostril than that. Then the philtrum, and then the lips, right? And then, of course, you'd have a chin. Okay, and then cheekbones. All right, so when you're drawing the face. And then you'd have eyebrows, of course. Now, you'd have two different maps, basically, for makeup. And this works on models as well. So where are your shadows going to be? Anybody want to take a guess? I'll wait just a minute. I'm going to take a drink while you guys give me some ideas of where you think shadows are going to be on the face. Under the cheekbones. That's correct. Yep, that's correct. And sometimes if you want them more pronounced, you would have even more. Right, that looks like facial hair now, but that's my shadow. Under the eyebrows. Yep, definitely. Okay. Under the nose. Yes, actually in that philtrum, right? And the eyes, there's going to be some more shadow here, because those are deep. This goes back to a question you had a few streams ago about temperature zones. We'll get to that. That comes in play later. For when the way I work things, it comes into play later. Under the brows, yeah, we got under the brows. On the sides of the nose, yes. Millennia's got it. This is where you contour makeup when you're doing things. So that's also a little bit on the temple. I know you don't think about that, right? A little bit on the temple. And then, of course, under the chin, right? And look, we've already got some dimensionality going. Okay. And then if you're going to highlight, where are the highlights going to go when you're contouring? Let's see if I have something that I can draw this on with, maybe a piece of chalk or something. Try to do this in a different color. Let's do blue. Opposites to shadows. Right. So always, no, we're not going to use that. Let's do it with, we'll do it with paint. Whatever. We'll do our highlights with this this purple paint. I might end up using that on the mini too. Nose bridge. Yep, exactly. I'm going to do this thin. Right. Right. We're also going to do the fold of the corners of the nose. Yep. On that little. Yep. Top of the nose, forehead, and cheekbones. Now, specific spots of the forehead are especially like right here. Right? This is where the skull starts kind of bending around, right? So those are the highlights. The rest is going to be midtone, right? Then yes, on the top of the cheekbones. Okay. Let me get this brush more wet. There we go. You can already see that this is becoming more 3D. This flat piece of 2D paper is already becoming more. And then also a little bit, there's a dark space right here. And I think it might get some shadow when you're painting. Maybe not so much when you're doing highlighting. Now on women's faces, you also might want a little highlight right here and here. Just brings more attention to the eyes. Chin, yep. Right? Now, there's one more spot. So there's usually, like you said, on the corners of the lips, but also on the upper lip. And there's the last highlight on the bottom lip. Right? And then, so that means also shading will be on the upper lip as well. Okay, that helps, doesn't it? So if you need to take a screenshot of that you can also Google contour map or contour what guide for makeup. Yep. All right, so that is our guide, and that is what we've been working on. Oh, he looks really funny now, doesn't he? All right, so we're gonna use that mix. And so I'm looking at where is the light from my overhead hitting him. And I'm definitely seeing, you know, in the middle, up here, definitely. On that cheek right here. These are the brightest highlights. And I need to add some water to that so that I can blend that in. And if this is too bright right away, then I can always take it down with a glaze of the last color, because you're going to be working this back and forth. So here on this model, I see some highlights in the center of his forehead here, and then again on the sides. Yes. He's crunching his head to make these wrinkled brows. And so each one of these is going to get a little highlight as well. The sides of his nose are pretty dark, so I might actually take... Oh, we got a raid! Thank you so much, Electric Eve. Oh my gosh, how are you? Guys, let's give some hype and some mad love to Electric Eve. Let's all hype that. Thank you so much. How are you? Raid, raid, raid. We're painting Elgion right now. We're learning how to paint faces. It was basically going to be my class for Adepticon, but because obviously Adepticon fell through, we're doing it here. You know, I'm okay, but I think after this, I'm gonna enjoy my long weekend away from streaming. Kinky Ninja, where is Electric Eve dropped you now? I'm teaching Kinky Ninja. Kinky Ninja. I like that name. We're teaching, we're painting Elgion. I know I'm messing that up. Anyway, so we're building up volumes so that he's got these pretty dark crevices right now in his face. And we're just kind of slowly, sometimes I might need to dip back in here to the green to smooth things out, because obviously things are very, let me get in here with the green, see what it does, see if it, yeah, it desaturates that peach a little bit and it cools things down so it's a nice shadow, but it also will smooth it out a little bit too. See, that's already nice and smooth. And the green underpainting is what gives us the realism for Caucasian skin. So I'm just taking things and smoothing them a little bit. Much better now, see? Take my green and my peach mixed together. Just shade that side of his nose a little bit. Same thing on here, so it's not quite so harsh. All right, glass back on. You can see how I smooth things and they look a lot better on this side. We're going to do the same thing on this side now. So we're going to go from rough to smooth. So that is going to take a little bit of that green and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of my peach. And I'm going to start highlighting in the spots on his face, but leaving some of that green in the shadow of the wrinkle. In there. See, that smoothed it quite a bit actually. Might not need to do a whole lot else. This is the Verdaccio method. Verdaccio is Italian. I think, is there anybody who's Italian in this chat? I think it just means green. I could be wrong. But this was a method that was developed for painting, not stucco, painting, oh, I'm blanking. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on. Verde means green in Italian. Okay. Thank you. That's right. You're in Italy, aren't you, Millennia? Are you in Italy? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll tell you. Verdaccio means a green color. Wait, this is something else. Ugh. There we go. An Italian name for a mixture of black, white, and yellowish pigments, resulting in grayish or yellowish, softish green. In fact, I can even show you that. So if we take some golden brown from Procryl, and we're going to mix that with some green or some black. I'll use the transparent black. And if I mix those together, we should get a very similar green. I just skipped a step. Got back in France a year ago. Okay, I'm so glad. Good. Mix. There we go. Boom. It's very close. Look. Look at the difference. Very, very close. Get that soft green. And so that it became so it was a part of fresco painting. That's what it says. Verdaccio became an integral part of fresco painting, in which this color is used for defining tonal values, forming a complete monochromatic underpainting, and that's what I've been talking about. Often architectural details in frescoes are left in Verdaccio without any additional color layers. Notable example of this is the ceiling in the Sistine Chapel, where Verdaccio underpainting can be clearly seen, as it is on all architectural details of the composition. And then also Flemish painters use a similar technique referred to as dead layer, and it's applied over the traditional bone color, resulting in white to olive underpainting. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that about the Flemish painters, but now he's looking rough, and we need to work on him some more. All right. Let's get this brush out of the water. I'm really dehydrated today. I bet it's because I drank a lot of caffeine yesterday, and I also had an antihistamine because of my seasonal allergies. All right, so now I want to show you the strokes I'm using are really small now, and there's focusing on the being nice and blended. I'm going to get in here to some of the darker spots on his face because they're really harsh right now, and just lighten those up. We need to get the top of his lip. We need a little bit of that lighter amount. See how that really just, you know, brings it to life 3D right there? That just a little bit of color. Water. Bottom lip, because that bottom lip is going to be lighter. Well, this wrinkle fold right here. And as we're building up the highlights, the shadows are kind of sinking down into his face. They're still looking a little bit harsh. But we'll be working it back and forth as we go. You should take a stretch break. Yes, I should. Definitely take a stretch break. It is 3:30. Shall we all take a stretch break together? Just a few crackles. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. We get out of gecko. Go do gecko time. We got 63 people watching. It's time to get out of gecko. All right. Geckos are relaxed and they're in their little hide. Good. Okay, good. I think they're both in there. Which? Yep. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. Let's try peppercorn. Ginger, move your tail. Your tail is right where I want to set that down. All right, peppercorn is here. Is a little light. Hi, listening to Paint Dry. You're trying to figure out the Prime subscription thing. Are you on your phone? There we go. She's such a. This is my African fat-tailed gecko. Listening to Paint Dry. You can try to do it through your browser. That's probably the best way. Hi, Renru. Yay, everybody's happy about the geckos. I'm gonna climb up my hand here. Did a blep. What are you doing? Squishy tail. Squish, 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 squish. If you want to know what they feel like, when they're warm, they feel like a little baby. They're really soft. They feel like human skin. How do affection, wait, how do geckos do affection marks? They don't. They don't really care about you. Hi, thank you for the follow. Eternal Echo Entertainment. Yeah, geckos aren't really too interested in being friends. They just want to be left alone and under a rock. See, she's just showing you her back. She's like, looking at me. There you go. Now I'm looking at her and she turned around. You want to see Ginger Biscuit? She's my other gecko. They're both, you're able to see both of them. Let me see some emotes if you want to see Ginger Biscuit. Blep, blep, blep. She's so cute. Like a little baby. Okay, good. Everybody wants to see the biscuit. Biscuit is a lot more sweet than peppercorn and a lot more chill compared to peppercorn. Come here, you. Where are you going? Here we go. You back. Doesn't like the light though. She doesn't like light. This is Ginger Biscuit, and she is a amelanistic fat-tailed gecko. So she's got a little peach color. Like I said, she's got a completely different personality. Thank you for the follow. Otorita Kyo 01. Thank you so much. Oh, she's looking down. Look, what are you doing? Let me do this. There we go. So easier to see her there. She probably appreciates not being in the light. Melania wants a cat, but she's allergic, so you want a Siberian cat since they produce less of the mean protein, but they're expensive. I'm gonna put you on my shoulder and see what you do. What is going on with your tail? It looks weird today. Now, geckos get stressed, they'll drop their tail. So we don't want that to ever happen. So that's why we only get the geckos out once per stream. Now, Ginger is really like a little baby because she's even peach colored. She's just a big sweetie. All right, you go in there. All right. That was a nice little break. Are we ready? Let's show off. I got to readjust my light here. Listening to paint dry. I love that. All right. There's, oh, I know what I did. There. That's better. Thank you for sharing the geckos with us. Yes. It's kind of a stress reliever too. It's just good, nice little break. All right, I'm taking my glasses off. Problem is right now this shadow. Do this. There we go. A little better. I'm going to use some of this darker peach because now there was some chalkiness happening here. I'm just going to go over that chalky part with the darker peach. And I'm going to use some of this, my new green that I just mixed. Black, actually. I'm going to put that back in. So I'm just kind of working things around. I'm painting this like it's a canvas. Aw. I'm glad that you like my geckos. Some people don't like lizards much. Oh, and also, let's see. I'm going to use plain black. Let's start right off that. Bear with me while I look for my black because it looks like it's not on my desk. There we go, coal black. Whoop. And I'm going to paint, this is where I'm going to paint the eyes, okay? So I've done eyes before, but I'm going to do them again. So when I start painting the eye, the whole socket needs to be like a darker color, right? So I'm going to mix some of this burgundy with some of this green to make a brown. I need to be able to see my color here. Green and burgundy make a brown. Okay. And I'll just go back into the socket here and fill in all of the shadowed bits of eye socket around everything. You can paint right over the iris if you want, but we're going to go over that in black anyway. I'm just going into some of the other shadows as well with my brown color. Just where I want things to be more accentuated. Hold on, I can't deal with this lighting situation here. That might be better. That seems better. Just came in, Renru. Why greenish color for the shadows? Because we're building up the tones. This is like an underpainting. So the greenish color goes in the shadows, and it's technically opposite on the color wheel from the peach, and so it will be built up, and we're going to build these volumes, and it's going to create an optical illusion because of the color theory behind it. But it's also going to look way more realistic because Caucasian skin is not one color, and in order to get these different tones and everything, you've got to have these different layers. And I apologize if I'm not as coherent as I normally am. All right, so there's the eyeball is round, right? So when you're, I'm going to show you over here. We've got the eyelid, right? And we've got the lower eyelid. The eyeball is round under here. So we need to highlight, right? They're going to highlight, you're going to highlight the spots of the eye to give the sense of a round ball underneath the eyelid. It's underneath the eyelid. So I'm going to do an eyelid from this. So here's the eye, right? And then your eyelid is coming here around it, right? Your eyelashes. Okay? We're creating this optical illusion with paint so that you feel that roundedness. Okay? And then the shadowed parts are going to be kind of more on the sides, right? So just as if you were highlighting, you know, your eyelids, your sleeve around your eye almost. So I'm going to do the top of the eye with a little bit more lighter color. Same thing. That, and you can already see there's a volume there. If you need a further explanation, let me know, because I'm... Oh, okay. I assumed you do a warm, cool tone based on that way you want the skin to fall. It depends. Hi, Money Baines. Good morning. Are you in Australia? It's morning for you. So we're just using these flesh tones. We're keeping the green as our cool, right? And you do put it depending on where you fall. So you're right, but it's how do I explain it? You're right, but I'm using, this is my palette here. These are the colors that I've used so far. Hope that makes some sense. Yeah, put that right in the middle there. That's the apex of that volume. See? And then I blend that out a little bit with my edge of my brush. Okay. Now, Lamuna's talked about the different cold, like the different tonal shades of the face. And we're going to get to that, but we need to get this part down first. Otherwise, that part's not going to make a difference because it's not going to look right. All right, so there are temperature zones in the face. And I think I'm at a good place where I can show that to you, because I think I just want to make sure I've got my highest highlights on here real quick. I want to do a little bit more highlighting with this lighter color. If this were a woman, I would have started with maybe lighter colors to begin with, because a man's face can be a lot darker and more rugged. I'm doing these little highlights. This is going to dry a little chalky, so what I might end up doing with this is going back and doing that next layer again of that darker color to blend it out. See, now trying to get the next layer of highlights is again on the apex of things. But if you think about a pyramid and you're going up, that is what we're doing here. The top of the pyramid is the nose for this guy. right? And maybe the top of these lips. You have to kind of look. This chin is also the top. The chin is going to have a lot of highlight as well, because these parts are sticking out the most. These shadows are really dark. All right. And so because the shadows are dark, I need to go back in with my darker peach and transition those down a little bit with my mid-tone. Okay. And going back up with the light again, and with my pyramid, these are a little bit smaller on top. There's a lot of back and forth with the skin on him. But we've got this is a really good start, I think. Let me see how it looks on camera. Yeah, it looks a lot more blended on in person. You're in Vancouver, BC, but oh, okay, that makes sense. Hot, but it's somewhere. Yeah, it's morning somewhere hot and awesome. Renru says, I guess the better question is, will the end result be more warm or cool toned? For this bust, maybe warm, because I'm using warm highlights. Chalky flesh tones are the bane of your existence. So I'm going to show you some tricks for that. What just happened? Ah, Filtaculous. Is that how I say it? Filtaculous. That's it. Filtaculous. How are you? Thank you for the follow. All right. I am going to work on his shadows a little bit. They're a little harsh, in my opinion. So again, I'm going to go with my green and my peach to chill these out a little bit, because they're a lot crazy. What I just did was I took my green and my peach. I'm creating like a bridge color. I'm going through my face where all the green is just a little too harsh, and just basically making myself a blended shade tone there. Shading it down, but not too much. Yeah, I think it was a little crazy there. Do that again with a little bit more green. And temple, remember, temple is shaded, right? He's got this nice shade under here on the sides of his face. Think about where our other shadows going to be. They're going to be under the eyes, like you said, in this right here. On a man, on this guy, he's got really loose skin right here. If you put these, they're called, what are they called? Somebody, Ty, you know the name for these lines, right? Ty knows all the face parts. Right here. These, if you put these on a female bust, you will make her look angry or mean, or you will make her look old or masculine, but don't put these on a young, beautiful woman. And even if they are sculpted in, avoid making them dark and deep. Oh, thank you for following King Bob B2B. Okay, so we're smoothing things out a little bit. He's starting to look a little bit more natural. What about an old, beautiful woman? Now, there you just gonna have to use judgment based on how old she is. But you still don't want those so dark, even on an older woman, that she looks masculine. And now I'm building in again with my lighter skin tones. Smoothing out all these green tones. Okay, now, if you don't like the chalky, this is what you can do. I think I'm going to use the Reichland Agrex Earth Shade. We'll use, I like Reichland Flesh Shade better, but apparently I don't have any of that. But no, we're not going to use the Agrex. So you want to use Reichland Flesh Shade. I don't have any handy, but I do have the old Citadel Hex Pot, and I love this stuff as well. And then this is an ink, and it does have a little bit of a shiny quality to it. That's okay. I'm going to put that on my palette, and I'm going to use that in a thin amount. And it's going to create a filter. I need to water it down. You see it on my palette, how I've got that? That's how thin you want it. Thank you for following, Olamuk. Is that how I say your name? Thank you. Melanie says, I haven't been there in a while, to be honest. Acquired a second screen not long ago. You like the background music? Oh, I'm glad. All right, so now we're going to do our filter over the top of our paint. And what this is going to do is it's going to homogenize everything together. I'm going a little darker now. It's going to homogenize the greens into the peaches. And it's also going to dry a little bit on the shiny side, which is going to make it look more like skin, because skin is not matte. And that's why your skin tones are always looking chalky. Also, because you're using matte paint. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to air dry this, and I'm going to let you see what he looks like once we get him done. Still has pretty dark shadows. I might need to adjust that. All right, hold on a second. There we go, wrong one. So as you can see, it's dried. I got someone in his neck there. I probably need to adjust that. The shadows underneath his eyes are a little harsh. I'm gonna adjust that as well. I'm going to take some of this black and I'm going to go into his hair. So he's got something. Because everything else is around it is white right now, so it's kind of throwing me off. Sometimes painting the rest of the mini black or painting parts of it black is going to give you a perspective. Hey, my husband just got home. He better wash his hands. Ah! Did you hear that? Hold on one second. Let me mute. That was loud. Hold on. I gotta ask him what's going on. He can't hear me. Clipping, not clipping. Clip it. Go ahead. I don't care because I want to show him how dang loud that was. I don't know what just happened. We'll see. See how that just changed how his whole face looks now? Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and paint the whole hair black just to see what happens. You got to remember not to paint his pate. He has a bald spot on the back of his head. Hi, Trader Legions. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I hope he didn't knock himself out. Yeah, I don't think so. That sounded like a big shoe or a bag or something. It didn't sound like a person. He might have been carrying a bunch of stuff and just set it down. There's lots of little crevices in this hair, so I'm just taking my time. I'll make sure not have to go back over it more than once. Well, we know that we will. All right, that made it. I think that made a big difference on how his face looks. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to hold this a little bit back so you can see how he's starting to look. He definitely looks like human. Christopher Lloyd is in the house. Yeah, exactly. How long does the stream last? We usually stick around till 5:30. We might finish earlier than that because we're going to do we're probably going to do whip trips in about a half an hour. So, hi, Memnor. I missed a couple people saying hi, didn't I? Thought he was wearing a shower cap. Let me see how much else I missed. Ah. Good, good. Okay. Now, this is the part where I'm going to paint the eyes. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to paint the entire inside of the eye black. Right? That's the first step. That's step one. Okay? And I'm doing this on the video so that people can go back and watch it later. I'm sorry, wiggling camera. All right, black is going to be in the entire part of where the sclera is. Don't paint the eyelids, just the sclera, which is the white, the whole white part of the eye where the go. And he'll look like he's demon possessed or something for a minute. Get some black into the collar. We've got some shadows in there. Can't quite reach it with my brush. Good enough. I am going to hit some of these with that mix of that brown and that green, so it's not quite so dark. Some of the areas of shadows are dark. All right, so we were talking about the 3 zones of temperature. Now on a face, oh wait, we need to finish the eyes. We need to finish the eyes. All right, so the next color I'm going to do on the eyes is going to be probably this ivory right here. I'm not going to use a white, and the reason why is because I don't want to make it look like he's scared or bug-eyed, and if I use white, it's going to show up way too much. So the next step is I'm going to leave that little line of black that I already painted around the edge. I'm going to start I'm going to paint around like this and paint a little oval football shape inside my iris, which is where the sclera is, and you're going to try to be fairly neat about it, right? Because then that little black rim becomes the outline and the shadow of the lid that is covering the eyeball, right? And the rest is going to be all ivory. Okay, that's step 2. And next step is what I'm going to do on here. This is the step 2. Leaving that little bit of black. See? That's still pretty bright, but it's gonna... I noticed that I flipped him upside down to paint the other eye. That's because I'm right-handed. And it's going to be easier for me to get in here and be accurate painting from the right side. So I flipped it upside down. And that is my, so that's how he looks now. He looks a little possessed, doesn't he? Now I feel like I need to do some more highlighting. Now that I've got his eyes in there, I don't want the white of his eyes to be the brightest thing on the model. I need to get in here with some of my skin tones again. And we're going to bring back some highlights. And we're going back to those theatrical highlights that I showed you before. And again, if they get chalky on you, you're going to have to glaze them back again. He's going to be evil. This guy is definitely going to be an evil version of this bust. I've done like a happy version. Now we'll do more of an evil version. You got told yours looks like Jack Nicholson. There's a good lifeless eyes, doll's eyes. Yes. All right. So now we're going to glaze again with some of this brown that I had on here, right? And it's warm because it's a warm. This is the Citadel Flesh Wash from Old Days, but you can use Reichland Flesh Shade also. But the point is, it's a reddish color, so it's going to bring some life back to the model after it gets chalky. Yeah, he's looking cool. He's got really deep. Okay, so now. This is dry. The next stage is we're gonna pick out where his eyes are gonna go. Now, if you're a beginner at eyes, don't try to do your eye in the center of the football, right? And did you notice how that's actually incorrect? We wanna have that line touching the bottom. So it's a semicircle. The top lid is gonna be drooping over the semicircle a little bit, and the semicircle is sitting on top of the bottom lid. I wanna show you something. When you draw or when you paint eyes, watch what happens. When I put the eyeball exactly in the middle, it looks fake as heck because our eyes don't do that, right? Unless we're like maybe scared. Okay? If I put the eye with both of them covered, with the top covered and the bottom covered, then the iris looks too big, right? And if we do just those little, some people do these little black dots, they always look not so good. So I'm doing my black semicircle in the middle, but if you have trouble with eyes, don't do it in the middle. Do it on the side, so it looks like they're both looking to the side. It's so much easier. Right? Derpy eyes are best eyes. Hold on a second, I'm gonna take a break. It is 4:16. Just a little break to hydrate. We're gonna finish painting these eyes and a few of the temperature shifts on his face. And then we're gonna do our whip trips. By the way, do exclamation point whip trips. Everybody here who has anything to share, if it is painting related or creative related, or maybe you have a cat or a gecko or something you want to share, go ahead and post it in the whip trips gallery, and it's going to be in live image gallery. There it is. Show and tell or get CNC on your latest creative endeavor. Post your photos in the live image gallery of the Discord, and the Discord link is just there, and we just posted it in chat. So notice here, oh, I'm starting my eye. I need more black. There we go. And that whole eye gets filled in. Remember that little bit of bottom is just touching that bottom lid. Okay? And that's what I'm going to do on him too. Now, because we want him looking shifty and evil, and also because I want to show how beginners how to paint their eyes, I'm going to have him looking off to the side. He's going to look very shifty and suspicious. See that? Now, if I want to make sure those eyes are centered, flip it upside down and look at them and adjust them accordingly so they match. There we go. That looks like it matches. You can see. And then when you flip it this way, they will be even. Okay. So that is drying. And the next step, we need to use a bright color because it's not going to show up if we don't. And so I'm going to use blue, I think. I don't want to use blue. I think I want to do like amber on this guy. So I'm going to use a brighter orange color, right? And then hopefully that will read as amber when I get it on. And I'm going to fill in that next layer of color, leaving a black ring around the iris. See? And if you were doing it to the side, it would be the same. You don't want that line to be super thick or it's not going to look good. In fact, if you can get it to be thinner, it'll look good. Okay. How do you avoid getting dried paint at the end of the brush? It depends on the kinds of paints you use. What part of the country are you living in? The other thing, do you notice how big my brush is? Here's my thumbnail. This is how big my brush is because this is a true watercolor brush and I'm not using itty bitty brush. Notice how pointy this is. This is as pointy as this is, but there is so much more room for water. It's hydrating my paint the whole time. So it's much easier. So don't use these kinds of brushes unless you know, it will probably dry out on your brush, is what I'm saying. So we're going to use this very pointy East Coast. Okay, so you've got a good amount of humidity, so it's more about the brush then, probably. Are you using a fat belly like this, or are you using a tiny little hair like this? Is it a Raphael? It is, and Winsor Newtons are okay too. But I tend to like Raphaels because they have a thick body. And these are pretty new and they keep a point really nice. So, see, here's his face. Got a lot of black in his. I'm gonna go in here with some red because he doesn't have enough red or brown. Too much black. Already better, geez. Man, that's kind of crazy how that made him better already. Oh, we need to paint his eyebrows. That's what's bugging me. All right, black eyebrows for black hair. Good. Damn, helped a lot. Your go-to is Raphael 1? Yeah, this is a Raphael 2. I just don't happen to... Do I have a Raphael 1 handy? No, probably because I've been throwing them all over my desk. I usually use a 2, but that's okay. 2s and 1s, either one are fine. Hi, Katie Lynch. How are you doing? All right, so next stop is I'm going to flip him upside down again because I'm right-handed. And I'm going to get my orange. And I'm going to paint that little semicircle like I told you about. That. Notice I'm not trying to talk to you while I'm doing that. There we go. Nice bright orange eyes. You usually want to use a bright color. Otherwise, like I said, they're not going to show up. Now I'm going to take some of that brown that I've got in my palette, and right underneath the eyelid, I'm going to give it kind of a drop shadow into that orange. That'll give it a little bit more of that amber look that I'm wanting. It'll also give dimension to the eyes more. And they're not quite so crazy bright. Oh, did you catch something? Oh my gosh. All right, so we've got our orange here, and so the next thing I did was I took that brown right here. Now, if you were using blue, you'd want to use maybe a little bit darker blue, right? Next, we're going to draw the iris. Now, the iris is going to be in the center of the pupil. If it's in the corner here, it's going to be over here, right? And if it's in the middle straight ahead, you're going to make another little. Now, ideally, you're going to make this into more like a U shape with that's filled in, right? Okay, so let's see if I can do that on this. We're going to flip it upside down again because it's easier for me to get them to be accurate. And again, his is going to be in the corners of his eyes. He's looking at the side. See that? Oh yeah, that looks good. Now he needs, yeah. Yeah, he's looking shifty. There's a lot I need to do to this. If I were to bring up some of the highlights now. To really help his expression. Okay. Blend out a little bit because that's going to dry really chalky. He's a bad guy. He's got really harsh lines. Now let's do some of the temperature stuff and see if we can shift anything. So for my temperature things, that's not really a true magenta. Let me find a true magenta. So I'm going to use this fuchsia, this color. That's my first temperature shift. Next temperature shift will probably be some of this jade, but I'll mix a little ivory with it so it's not so dark. Okay, and then the last color I need is a light yellow, which I will use this color, light yellow, like a pastel yellow, which actually Procryl's coming out with a light yellow soon. There we go. Those are my temperature adjusters, right? What are those? Those are the primaries, right? Cyan, yellow, and magenta. And we're going to use these on the model to create some temperatures. So I'm going to start with my jade, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of ivory so that I get more of a light turquoise color, because that's the color that I actually want. If you have a light turquoise, just use that. I'm thinning that out. And I'm going to put this in places on the face that I want to cool down. Oh no, I got paint on his chin. Anyway, I'm going to put it on his beard line. This is what's going to make the skin tones look very natural. Anywhere his beard pattern is going to go. And this has got to be really thin. I don't want to see turquoise on the face. I want to see a filter of turquoise on the face. Does that make sense? See how that is turning? Still fleshy color, but it's turning kind of purple, because if you mix blue and peach together, you get kind of a purple, right? There underneath his chin, I'm gonna, I don't know how far his beard line goes, but I'm gonna go ahead and, yes. At this lower half of the face, and to some degree, you're gonna have some of this blue on a woman's face, but do not go nuts on it if she's gonna look like a man. It'll also maybe look like she has a 5 o'clock shadow. You don't want that. All right, so we're gonna put that on his upper lip, definitely in the shadows on his face. Here, I'm gonna put some in his temple, and some under his eyes. That's where those shadows are gonna be, right? I'm gonna mix a little bit of this peach with this turquoise to see here. Make that lighter. Oop. That got a little too light. Let me see if you guys can see that turquoise or not. Tell me if you can see it. All right, mixing that a little bit darker now so that I can feather this on. Let's do a little bit more peach because it's starting to look a little too gray, too unnatural. And again, adjusting so that it looks real. Now, we're gonna do the sunlight, which is the yellow. Sunlight is gonna go on spots like the end of the nose, the end of the chin, places where sunlight is going to hit. It's also going to brighten his skin a little bit, make him not look quite as mean, hopefully. This is going to go primarily on the upper top of the head, on the upper third of the face, okay? That is where the most of his highlights and his sunlight is going to hit him. So it's going to fall on his the wrinkles on his forehead. See how that becomes a final highlight now. I'm still not done with the eyes, but I got carried away. Now with the magenta, this is our life part. This is the part where, like Alfonso Heraldez, he always talks about, you want to bring back the blood and the life. And so this is going to go on places where the bone is closest to the skin. So on the cheekbones, even on a man, on the chin, on the ends of the nose, on the lips. I'm going to just add a little bit of brown to this lips. And look at how much more real he looks and alive. Let me see how he looks on cam. Yeah, he's starting to look like a person. This shadow is so dark. I need to lighten that up a lot. Oops. It looks better in person, I think. Soften that. I'm going in now, I'm softening all these shadows because now we have a better idea how he's looking. You don't need all these super harsh shadows. Now, on the eyeball, the last thing I will do, I'll take either white or ivory, and I'll do like right around in between the black and the colored part, I'll do a little bling highlight. And you really, for a small bust or a small mini, you only need one. And for him, it's gonna be on a, ooh, that's too big. See, that's what happens when it looks too big. Let's try a little smaller. That's better, yeah. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix this one. So what I'll do is I'll just go back a step with my black, and I'll wait for that to dry. Now I covered up all my orange too, so oh well. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Gotta squeak it in there somewhere. See if it looks any better upside down. Of course not. All right, I need to let that dry. In the meantime, so you're thinking about your zones, yellow and then red and then blue. Basically, the cool is going to be your turquoise. Your warm is going to be your yellow, and then the red is going to be in the center, which is going to make everything look more alive. And if you're doing the back of his head on his little pate here, we're going to build that up as well. Leave some of that green in the shadow. See how thin I'm doing that? But I'm bringing that ball of paint up to the apex, pushing that around so that it's even. Let that dry. Skin tones are looking very nice. Thank you. We really appreciate seeing the temperature zones. We didn't touch it in my workshop, so I didn't do it, but I'll do it next bust. Credit me. I learned it from Shoshie, and she learned it from Renaissance masters. And also, I think it was in Fagone's book, the book Fagone by Jérémie Bonamont. Jérémie Bonamont. Terrible, terrible French pronunciation. Okay. I'm going to cover up these little black spots that got here. Now, let's see. Yeah, he's looking much, 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 much better. Much more alive to me. Okay, now let's do that little highlight. Attempt it. Really tiny. Go. Yay, I did it. Okay. I'm going to mix a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Try to make a gray so we can give him a little salt and pepper look. Temples. You can get this bust from Little Demon Studios. Tell them that Shoshie sent you. And oh. Even just that little bit of salt and pepper gave him some character as well.
What do you think? That's how we do it. Now let's, everybody go put your pictures of whatever you're working on or whatever you've been working on this week in the Whip Trip gallery. So for female faces, would I exclude the blue adjuster completely or just along the beard line? Just if you do it extra, extra light. Really, I would personally probably only have it on the sides of the face to cool that part down, but nowhere on the lips or the chin. Maybe just a little bit underneath the lip. But females will look like they have 5 o'clock shadow, and so that's something else I want to point out. Like if you want the top of his head to have that kind of shaved look, right? Let me get this. I'm gonna mix some of this with my peach. And when you put that on us, like that color on a Space Marine's head, like this. See, it looks like he's got a shaved head. Right? Don't some peeps do violet for female faces? I've never heard that. I don't know. I don't. French and the muted E's. Fagone. Is it just Fagone? E is muted. Fagone. See, I thought he was Italian. I didn't think it was French. But you're probably right. It probably is. All right, let's do some whip trips. Okay. Fagone. Thank you. Go ahead and go do whip trips with an S on the end in chat, and then I'll start pulling up some images so that we can look at some people's work. Sound good? All right, hold on a second. The Discord. All right, in the Triptych Discord, there should be live image gallery down here. Skip down until we get to today. Got last Saturday. Ways to skip down. Okay, I think I found stuff. Today, okay. Ghosted Wolf is doing some fan art. I'm going to open that. Cool. Melinia's got her bust. Beautiful. Do you want me to give you any comments and criticism on your bust, Melinia? Rumble is going on a hunt playing Kingdom Death. That's awesome. Plaid is working on his Kingdom Death Dragon King. Really cool looking. Oh, I love that lava. Rubbish Booty. Hang on, what, I don't know what she's called, but she's some kind of sister of battle, I believe. Manu. Here. All right, let's start looking at things so we don't crash my stream. Feel free to critique on your sister's gold armor. Oh, your sister gold armor. Okay. Discord is not for anybody can join. Skippin'. Go to the Discord. Anybody. Just have to click on the link. I don't have any patrons because I don't have a Patreon. But I'm thinking about doing more things for my subscribers because you guys really do keep me going on here. And skip mine, Rumble. We'll see. I like showing everybody stuff. All right, hold on a second. We're gonna go to Whip Trips. All right, there we go. This is, what did we say? Let me look. Oops. Past it. This is Ghosted Wolf, and he's doing some work on fan art for Doom Eternal. There we go. And then this one belongs to Millennia, and I'm going to critique this in 1 second here. Somebody had a question in chat. Link in the descriptions below. You can totally skip Rumbles, Shoshie. Somebody do whip trips again. Lamunis, can you do whip trips again so that Skippin can have the link for the Discord? Would you have any suggestion for making the base better? Manu says. Okay, well, give me 1 sec. I'm going to look at other people's stuff. Nearly killed the Flower Knight. All right, so this is Millennia's piece, and you can see the tones are pretty yellow. She's got a limited palette. If I were to do anything to this Millennia, is I would do some of the color zones like we talked about. Maybe give a little bit of, I don't know what, maybe you've used purple already. I don't see any blues except for his eyes. So I would take that blue and do some of your shadows with that blue, because that's already in the blue that's on his eyes. Somewhere here on the sides of his face a little bit, maybe in his beard line. I mean, other than that, it's kind of a style. So I wouldn't mess with it too much else, because you're not doing a realism style in this mini. You're doing like a layered style. So it's gonna lay different, it's gonna look different. You're gonna have a different thing. The only other thing is that all of your highlights are all the same value. So they're all this color. So I would say your highest highlights need to be up on this cheek and maybe this piece of the forehead. But the chin seems a little too bright compared to those. I feel like maybe you could dampen down the chin a little bit. And possibly take some of whatever the blue that you used on this metal shoulder blade and put that as a bounce highlight on this side of his face, on the side of his face where the armor is. And vice versa, maybe a little warm reflecting tones because the armor might be reflecting his face a little bit. I don't know. These are all just possibilities. You don't have to take any of this advice. Okay? Beautiful, though. I love the work. You've done such a beautiful job. Melania says, I jumped too high in colors too fast during the workshop. Yeah, and I had a hard time fixing it. Decided to keep it as a testimony. Yeah, I would say if you did this in a workshop, don't touch it. Exactly like what you said. Keep it as a memento of the workshop and of the, you know, what you learned in the workshop. And then, yeah, just on the next one. All right, so the next one is Rumble, and he's doing Kingdom Death. He's playing the Flower Knight right there. Pretty. Got his survivors over here. He's on this hunt. That's awesome. There are a lot of cards on that board for the hunt. I have some of these card holders. These are really great. They're by, oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of them. Anyway, if you like those, I know who can get those for you. Those little card holders are really nice. All right, now this is McLeod. McLeod is doing the Dragon King from Kingdom Death, and you nailed this fire in his horns. That's awesome. It's just coming through his teeth and everything. It's like he swallowed some lava. He did. He just scooped it up and in the cavity of the body. Looks awesome. Really cool. I like the way the skin looks up here with the purples. This is Rubbish Booty, and he did a sister battle again. Really like the pink shades in the metal Rumble. I don't know if that's copper or if that's just a pink metallic, but I think it's beautiful. I don't really have any critique other than maybe try to do a little dark lining around the rivets if you want to get really picky with a darker color. I don't know. kind of like the way it looks. This one belongs to Mono. He's asking about the game or the base. Sorry, let's go up to the base here. Oh, very cool. So there's like a dead demon head on there. Look at this. That's cool as hell. Let me see what your question was. I did not yet, Mark. I did not do yours yet. We'll get to it. Let's see. Somebody asked me about. Manu Bain says, would you have any suggestions for making the base better? So let's look at it again. Okay. Yes. In between every little skull, there needs to be a little shadow. So you've got the shadows of the eye sockets, but every skull needs to be picked out. And you could probably accomplish this most easily with the wash of Nuln oil. That would probably go into all the crevices, and then you'd have to go back and highlight everything again. But make sure to leave the crevice between the skulls, because you need that dark shadow in between each skull to really make those pop out. Oh, sorry, it just had a huge yawn. So that would be what I would do to make the base better. Yeah, lace, lightning and lace, Rumble. So the one who did Rumble's these dice holders and these gear holders, they're by Lightning and Lace. They have a Facebook page and an Etsy store. So you can get all kinds of cool stuff from them. They did a couple sponsor streams with me one time. All right, what is next? That. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull up some more. It's above. Oh, you okay, so I'll go back to Mark's because he uploaded on the 18th. Good. Monobane says he was initially gonna go for a lightning effect and then you pulled the ejector seat on it. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, let me go back here to, let me take down all these old pictures I looked at. I'm gonna pull up Mark's train photos. One second. Oh, those are looking so good, Mark. You're getting so much done so fast. So fast. Amazing. Okay. He's been working on a bunch of battle terrain for his game. And I believe you're playing Age of Sigmar, am I right? He's got all those haunts, and he's got Sigmarines, I believe. His army. Wow, Mark, you got a lot of images here. Hold on a second. Okay. My max. All right, we're gonna switch back to Whip Trip. There we go. Check this out. So these are overhead view. There we go. Very nice. Feel like they look great. It looks like you got kind of just dry brush, wash, highlight, fast done, really clean, really effective. That train done, so you can play. Oh, I love it. It's almost like it's an old granite kind of stone building. Cool. I like the bricks. This train that might have fallen off the building. There's the fountain. Good job. I'll pull up some more pictures. Doc PE, where will there be any painting today? Yeah, you missed most of it, unfortunately. We're doing whip trips now, and then we're probably going to end up hosting someone. But we do painting from 2:30 to 5:30, GMT -6, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then occasionally we have a sneaky stream, which I had one yesterday. By the way, while I have so many people watching, do you guys want to see my Han Solo? Has everybody seen it already? Wait, I'm going to pull up Ben Panzerd. Got a lot of people to look at here. Pandateca. Awesome. Wow, Panateca, that looks great. Rumble, Rumble, we're gonna X out of some of these. Oh. Okay. Wow. Hold on. Who did this? Skipping through. Okay, we're almost there. There we go. It's been panzered. Hold on, we're going to show you what this looks like. Look at this. Is that my pickup line? What's my... Oh, you want me to show you my Han Solo? That's cute. I like that. Okay, let's look at this up close. Oh, he looks good. What is this model from? This has been panzered. Yeah, you definitely need a new wet palette on here. Look at this. Looks like his palette looks like mine. Speaking of which, if you want to buy a wet palette, hold on, I'm going to switch gears here for a second. When I was going to go to Adepticon, I ordered 2 cases of palettes. One of them I ordered by accident, and I ordered a bunch of these starter kits, which are $22. And if you live, don't bother ordering if you're not in the United States, or in Canada, because it makes no sense. You can just order from my affiliate link, which is !redgrass in the chat if you want to pull that up. These come with one wet palette, 1 hydration foam, 15 sheets of hydration paper, and 1 strap band. They don't come with the wavy. And then I have these for $44. These come with everything you need. They have 1 palette, 2 hydration foams, 50 sheets of hydration paper, 1 wavy well palette / brush holder, and a strap band. So this is the wavy. It's got your little well palette, and it comes with the hydration foam and paper, and then the top and bottom, and then a strap to hold it all together. So contact me through my Facebook or through, Whisper Me or in any of my social media that you can get a hold of me on, and let me know if you want one of those. I've got 2 cases of them. So yeah, there's my affiliate link. Yeah, this is US only or Canada only. US, Canada, Mexico, basically North America. If you live in the UK or in Europe or somewhere else, go through my affiliate link. I get a little kickback from that. I am also a vendor for the North America, so North America can order through me. Yeah, but at least you won't have to pay Illinois sales tax. You can always buy one through me anyway if you want to support me. I get much more markup and margin if you order through me. It's just not going to be as cost effective for you. Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna save any money through me. Through the affiliate link, I get a little credit for that. All right, let's go back to our stuff here. Whip Trips. This one is Panateca, and this looks familiar. I feel like I've seen this model before. Oh, very cool. Kind of Spider Woman. Eyes. Good job with the eyes. Great work on the lips too. She's got that little highlight on the lips. Good job, Panateca. You've been watching my show. Oh, Rumble's flower night. And I love that you put the flowers on the base too. That is awesome. Very, very, very nice. And the blends on his pantalones are very nice as well. Pantalones. You showed the Prime version weeks ago? Oh, good. That's right. I remember that now. Let me see. What else did I miss? Starcraft Kerrigan, 3D printed. Very cool. Hold on. I got to crack my back. Oh, I just cracked like 4 bones in my back just now. Did you hear that? There we go. That's the one. Yep. Hi, Real Brush Guy. How are you? We're just about ready to host over to a different streamer. Let me go ahead and start my end credits and everything. Sorry if you're just now joining us, but we'll be back on Monday, 2:30 to 5:30, GMT -6. If you're in Europe, then you're 7 hours ahead of me. And if you're in UK, you're 6 hours ahead of me. That makes it easy to figure out when I'm going to be on. It is 5 o'clock right now. So that gives 5 o'clock in the evening for me. It means it's getting very late for you Europeans. It's already midnight, right? Yeah, I think it's midnight. All right, I think that was the last of our images. So we're going to go ahead and go look for somebody awesome to host over, and we're going to be back on Monday. Come back and see me. Let's see who is on. I can raid. We're going to raid Jacob Jansen. I was supposed to be streaming with him, and it just didn't work out. So we're going to raid old Jacob. And so go ahead and punch that raid button and give all my mad love to Jacob when you get into chat. There we go. Punch that button. Get ready. All right. See you guys on Monday, and we'll be back. Don't worry. Have a good one.